Hello. Um, First thing I want to say is I thought the thumbnail for this video was really funny. It was actually a little laugh out loud moment for me. Yeah, I thought that was great. I thought that was great. And I have to admit, I was wondering, and I hope this doesn't come out the wrong way, but I was actually wondering if at the beginning of the video you were actually naked when you were holding the dog. That seems a little uncomfortable, especially for someone who's not comfortable around pets. Anyway, so my experiences with animals and pets. I didn't have any pets when I was a kid growing up. Uh, I lived in a garden apartment complex, so we weren't allowed to. It wasn't until I was in probably late high school where we took in a cat. So I've only from then until he moved out, I lived with that cat. That's the only period of time I ever lived with a pet. But since then, both my parents have had pets, and I've had cats. So I've been around cats a lot. And what I find with cats is they are generally more aloof. They're easier to take care of. You don't have to let them outside to go to the bathroom. You know, they clean themselves and stuff, but they're not as friendly. The cat I live with, he would let you pet him for a while. All of a sudden, you get a look, and if he got it, you knew to stop petting him. He would actually swipe at you. I got many scratches from him back in the day. Uh, Most of the other cats I've been around, they'll just keep away from you. If you go to pet them, they'll just some will run away, some will, just kind of stay far enough away that they're out of arm's reach. Uh, my father's cat, who I'll watch from time to time when he goes away, will actually let me pet her, but for a little while. But I have to actually get down on the floor to do it. Like I never had the cats like jump up on your lap like you see on the commercials and let you pet them. And they're not as playful as dogs. I mean, some cats are. The cat I had when I was in high school, it would from time to time, you'd roll a ball and it would start smacking it around. But in general, they're not. If you're looking for fun, not as fun as a dog. My experiences with dogs, I lived in an apartment which I rented from my aunt, and she had a dog, and this was the sweetest dog. It was a lab, and I'm not an expert on dog types, but apparently they're known as generally pretty good dogs. Dog never barked. Only time I heard it bark was coincidentally similar to the dog you showed. It had a ball that it would get stuck under a chair, and it would bark and growl at it. Other than that, I don't think I ever heard it bark. Very friendly, uh, sometimes overly so. You know, I'd be over, and it would every time I tried to sit down, it would be on top of me. It would be licking me, and dog tug is not the most pleasant thing. I remember my aunt went away and she asked me to watch it, so I thought, oh, I'll bring down my Xbox and play some games, while I'm down there. And it wasn't happening. Anytime I tried, she was on my lap, in my face. But other than that, I mean, she was a great dog and I loved her. Now, my current landlords have two dogs, and they're smaller dogs, and they bark all the time. One dog, whenever I go outside, the one dog will constantly bark at me, but it always keeps like 5 feet away. The other dog has actually bitten me a few times. Luckily, it's a smaller dog, and I'm always wearing jeans, but enough to leave, like a black and blue mark on my leg. I have learned how to deal with it, I guess, because the dog will actually let me pet him. I find if I kind of bend down and, all of a sudden he'll stop and let me pet him and he'll walk away. And if I kind of crouch and almost do like an Elder Scrolls sneak towards the fence, I can slowly get my way there until I'm close enough where I can make that run for the fence, and then it just charges towards the fence, and it's up on the fence barking. You would think it was some big pit bull or something. I don't know. But yeah, it seems to bug whenever I try and leave or come into the yard. It's always barking at me, and like I said, it will try to and has bit me a few times. That's my experiences with pets. Any other animals, I really don't have any much experience with. I've never really understood the desire for, fish or lizards or hamsters. I know a couple people who had ferrets, which were like creepy and they smelled. But I guess whatever you want, So other than cats and dogs, nothing really would interest me. And of course, a monkey. But who wouldn't want a monkey? But they're watching this video. The couple things I was thinking of. Things I heard in the past. I know you mentioned you want kids. Most places suggest not having a kid and a baby at the same time. They generally say wait till the kids are a little bit older, like, school age. First of all, the responsibility. They say people don't realize how much work each is. And a lot of times the dog can be neglected. It actually suggests if you have a dog and you get pregnant to start spending less time with the dog before you have the baby, so the dog doesn't interpret the lack of attention as due to the baby. They also say kids, especially younger kids, are much more likely to be bitten by dogs just because they don't know how to interact with them. They don't realize what they're doing might be upsetting the dog. They may just be playing with it, and the dog may take something as an act of aggression or something, or even just a friendly bite on a younger kid might be more severe than it is on an adult. That being said, they say, there are benefits to having dog or pets when you have kids. They say kids who grow up with dogs, especially from a young age, are less likely to develop allergies and asthma. They say, I guess they build up an immunity. It strengthens the immune system, whereas an overly sterile environment, you don't build up that immunity. They say as long as their parents are allergic to pets. And they say it teaches kids responsibility. And they say having a loyal dog can increase a child's self-worth. I have heard people who own pets live longer. Searching that, it's debatable, but it does seem to see people who have pets tend to have lower rates of like heart disease and anxiety and depression. A lot of this is attributed to you get more physical exercise when you have a pet, but also just the companionship. I know as someone who's lived alone for a long time, I could see it being nice to come home to someone who, or something that loves you, is happy to see you when you get home. It's not the same as human interaction, but I could see how that would be nice. So I guess that's some of my thoughts on pets. I actually had a bunch of statistics, but a lot of stuff uh, contradicted other stuff, so I won't get into all of it. But all right, so that's some of my thoughts, and bye.